Hey everybody, today I have, actually tonight, it's late, my lighting's bad, please forgive me, but it has been a week here. If you saw my post earlier, we had some major storms and we had a giant tree come down in our yard. We were without power for a couple days, and then we got power back and all was right with the world, and then the power went out again. So I'm behind on videos, and this video specifically I was hoping to film because Harbor and Sprout is having a sale right now, and when you're seeing this video, I think this video will go out on Sunday. It's Saturday right now, and I think the sale goes through Monday. I'll leave the information down below, but I bought this actually during the sale. So full disclosure, I am an affiliate for Harbor and Sprout. And basically I became an affiliate because I liked their product, and I figured it wouldn't hurt to get a discount when I purchased their product. So when I buy unit studies from them, I get a 20% discount. And I have a link down below that if you shop through my link, I earn 10% of your sales. It doesn't really cost you anything, but just as an FYI, I also have a coupon code that if you're not shopping during their back to school sale, that you could use that. But if you're going to shop, if there's anything you've been looking at, I would get it during their back to school sale because it's 25% off, which is the largest discount I've seen them do. It's more than I normally get, which is why I bought this during the back to school sale. So this is a brand new unit study they have all for called Psychology. It's for ages 6 through 12. I don't know. I think it skews a little bit older in my opinion, but then there are a couple of activities in here that seem a little younger to me. So I would say more like 8 to 12. When I purchased this, I'm not sure at this point in time exactly how I'm going to use it. When I purchased it, I was thinking I was going to use it in 8th grade for my daughter as like a semester on psychology, but I'm not sure now because as I've looked through it, I kind of think there's some things that my son would benefit from as well. Anyway, when I use it doesn't matter, I guess, but I wanted to kind of share that with you. And I want to kind of show you, this is a lot. There's a lot to this. It's a really girthy unit study. I do print on slightly thicker paper, so mine is probably a little bit thicker than yours might be if you print this out, but it's like 300 pages. So there's a lot to this. And I believe its regular price is $40, but if you get it during the back to school sale, there would be 25% off of that. They also have like a workbook you can get. I did not purchase that. We just finished a paleontology unit from them. I'll link that. I did a video on that, and I'll be doing another video soon where I talk about how that went this summer. But for that paleontology unit, I did purchase the like primary workbook, I think it was called, and we ended up not using it. I think it skews a little younger maybe, and we just didn't find it necessary. We just did kind of our own notebooking with it. But anyway, a viewer emailed me at the end of this past week, and they asked me specifically about this unit study. So that is why I'm making this video right now. They wanted to see a little bit more inside before they purchased it and kind of get my thoughts on some things. So that is why I'm sharing this, but I will put my links down below if you're interested in using them. But if you watch this video the day I post it, go check out their sale dates. I'll put those down below as well. If you're watching it after their sale is ended, I do have a 10% coupon code you can use if you're interested. All right. Okay, Psychology, primary level unit study. They say it's for ages 6 through 12. And this is set up pretty much like every other unit study that I have gotten from them, where there's a module, and each module is made up of 3 parts. There's the information, there's some notebooking ideas, and some activity ideas. All right, and so this has 20 modules and a conclusion. They also give you some printable notebook pages in the back, which I'll show you. Here we have a little bit of an introduction to the unit study, and then it just gives you a little summary of each of the modules. So we have an introduction to psychology, the thinking brain, the feeling brain, the working brain, the history of emotions, identifying emotions, regulating and expressing emotions, fear, anger, and disgust, happiness, surprise, and sadness, the power of music on the mind, empathy, social psychology, working as a team, how to be a friend, cognitive psychology, memory and learning, and then cognitive psychology, problem solving and decision making, positive psychology, personalities and traits, family dynamics, nature's effect on psychology, and careers in psychology. There are so many topics in here. When I saw what was covered, that I just feel like this is like, should be a must teach for any child. I think there's a lot of this stuff that I'm just now as an adult kind of figuring out. So a typical module would look like this. There would be kind of the information, the reading portion of it. They always have really beautiful kind of illustrations. And then after the reading portion, there's always notebooking prompts and activity ideas. Now, a lot of these, again, I feel like my opinion is they might be a little old for a 6-year-old. I feel like my 9-year-old and 12-year-old would be okay with them, depending on which ones. Some of them I think would be too old for my 9-year-old, honestly, but that's probably a kid-by-kid basis that you would want to make that decision. But basically here it says select one or more of the writing prompts and use either the notebooking pages they provide or your own notebook. And it says, as you closely consider and write about what you've learned, you will further your understanding of the subject and make personal connections with the information. So I love that. And then same with the activities. They say that as you engage in projects and experiences related to the subject at hand, you will strengthen the connections you've made with the information and have the opportunity to make it your own. So here there's design a mind maze where you navigate through Wundt's mind, encountering different elements of his work. Write down at least 5 different examples of classical conditioning in your everyday life. Choose one spotlight psychologist from this module and create a visual representation of their life using doodles and illustrations. Create a dream journal. So this may be slightly younger. I don't know. I mean, could skew younger if you needed it to, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then some of the activity ideas are create a personal collage representing your own hierarchy of needs. Choose different colored snacks and associate each color with a particular taste. Using pre-cut or printable pyramid shapes, create each layer of a pyramid to represent Maslow's needs. You can color, cut, paste, etc. Draw an iceberg to represent Freud's analogy of the mind and be able to give examples, etc. So I feel like these really will help kind of cement all of this reading that they've done, and so I really like that idea. Keep in mind, I have not used this yet. It is brand new. But when I do use it, because I do plan on using it, I will come back and share some more information with you. Okay, Module 2 is the thinking brain, the most important part of the body. The brain is the most important part of the body because it tells the rest of your body what to do and how to function correctly. Let's dive into some of the essentials of the basic anatomy of the brain and its functions, starting with the thinking brain, meaning the parts of your brain most heavily involved in reasoning and thinking. So again, we have the informational part here. I like that they put kind of important words in bold. I like the little illustrations. And I just think this is all really good information. And then again, we have our notebooking prompts and our activity ideas. So if you want to pause and kind of look through some of these, but I really like this one, write down 5 examples of when you used working memory. I think that's great. Write a reflective essay on your own experience using your prefrontal cortex. Think about a time when your actions or someone else's actions impacted you. Why is it important to think about how your actions will impact others? I think these are all fantastic. And then the activity ideas, using different colors of Play-Doh, sculpt a model of the brain. Draw thought bubbles on large sheets of paper with several different colors. And each thought bubble illustrate a situation where your thinking brain is at work. Read a children's story out loud and have a discussion about the character's actions and how they utilize functions of the prefrontal cortex. So I think if I were including a 6th grader in this, you could make it work. I don't think I would do this where did I say 6th grader? 6-year-old. I don't think I would do this where the 6-year-old was my primary audience for it though. Again, I haven't used it, so take that opinion with a grain of salt. Here we go with the feeling brain, and it's the same layout. You get the information, and then you get the notebooking prompts and the activity ideas. Same with module 4. The information, the notebooking prompts, the activity ideas. So when we did the paleontology unit, when we got to these section, there were more than 4 choices for most of the ones in the paleontology unit. So I just highlighted a couple and told my kids they could pick which ones. I pre-picked a couple just so that they didn't pick something I didn't have supplies for, or that was going to take longer than the time I had allotted. But depending on the age of child, you could do that differently. Anyway, then we get into module 5. Again, if you want to see more, read this a little more, just go ahead and pause and take a look if you want to read a little further. But anyway, it's the same setup, and then we get into notebooking prompts and activity ideas. So I will page through a few more of these. I think this section, so I really love this emotions wheel. How it kind of breaks down like the very basic emotion into many more more focused emotions. So we go from angry, and then we have let down, humiliated, bitter, mad, aggressive, frustrated, distant, critical, and then we get even more dismissive, skeptical, numb, withdrawn. I think these are all really good. This chapter module has one like this page to me skews really young. I think my kids would not be that into this. And I think it would be probably pretty basic for them. So that's one thing I noticed. And then we get into notebooking prompts and activity ideas. And then we move into the next module. I love that it talks about breathing. This is good. Let's talk about what we need the people in our lives to do and say when we're feeling a lot of emotions, especially our secondary emotions that can feel a little harder to process. I think that's really helpful. This could go for younger for sure. And then again, the notebooking prompts and the activity ideas. Then we get into some more specific emotions. I love that dog. Healthy ways to handle fear. I like that it's taking time to talk about specific emotions as well. I have not bound this yet because I literally just finished printing it. And this is a little thicker. Normally I bind my stuff myself. This one I will probably take to Office Max to have it bound. The power of music on the mind. Again, I love the illustrations and the way that the information is presented on the page with the bold words and kind of breaking it up with some illustrations. And again, these ones each have 5 to choose from. Empathy, such an important one. Aww. And then we've got social psychology. Communication. Leadership. And then how to be a friend. Another one I think is really good. How to be a good listener. Active listening tips. This is awesome. Be a safe person. This again maybe skews a little young for my particular kids. Mostly in the presentation of it, not necessarily the prompt itself, but let's talk about friendship. Write down all of the qualities that you value in friendship. Cognitive psychology. I love that it talks about different types of learners: visual learners, auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, reading, writing learners, multimodal learners. And then part 2 of cognitive psychology. Positive psychology, self-esteem, and building resilience. Keeping track of your negative thoughts so you can try to change them into positive thoughts. Jot down positive things about you. Module 17, personalities and traits. I love these lists. Then family dynamics. I also love that this is included. This is something that we could really benefit from in our house right now. Nature's effect on psychology. How do I practice grounding? Talk about dopamine. And then the last module is careers in psychology. The paleontology ended with one like this as well, or I don't know if it ended with it, but it had that in there, and I really liked that to give my kids some perspective on what's out there. And then these were the printable notebooking pages that I told you about that you can print and make kind of your own notebook for them to use if you want. We did not use these in the other units that we've done. And then the appendix, we've got unit vocabulary. We have book recommendations, which I always love. Additional resources, these are links. Their sources, I love that as well. And that's it. So that is what the new psychology unit study looks like. I am excited to figure out when and how I'm going to use this. I don't know. I'd love to do it right now, but this coming year is kind of full, so I'm not sure. I've got to kind of think through that. I'm not sure, so give me your thoughts. I think you could fit it in as just a semester. Like you wouldn't have to do it over the whole school year, potentially. So yeah, my thought was maybe for my daughter for 8th grade, we would do psychology one semester and then the home economics the second semester, or vice versa. That was my original plan in getting this. So, but I also think that my 4th grader could benefit from this quite a bit as well. So I'm not sure, but I wanted to share it with you regardless. And like I said, I had a viewer who emailed me and asked for a flip through on this and some more information. So I wanted to do that for her, and hopefully it'll help the rest of you as well. I will leave all the information that I have linked down in the description. And if you have questions for me, let me know. If you're using something you love for psychology, I would love to know that too. And I'm sure everyone else would. So go ahead and leave that in the comments as well. Thank you for watching.